So how we doing, gang? How we doing? It's my time now, huh? Yeah, my time. Welcome, I'm Dan Piercy, and this is Comics and Beer. Okay, so getting right to the beer. Now I changed beers because I had this beer last night. This beer called Cool Beans by Jackie O's, and it was so good that I couldn't deny it. I couldn't deny it. It's slots for today's Comics and Beer. Cool beans, y'all. Cool beans. As its name implies, it is a coffee golden ale with lactose. Lactose, though, sounds kind of gross, right? But Jackie O's is a brewery out of Athens, Ohio. I lived down there for about 10 years, going to school as well as working for a multimedia company when I was done. This beer has a 4.5% ABV. Smells like coffee. Tastes like coffee. And it is damn good. Yep. But as I've been saying throughout, I have really gotten sick of the IPAs and the pale ales. So I am ready for my stouts, my pumpkin beers, and my coffee beers for fall and winter. So yeah, I gave that 5 bottle caps out of 6. I think the can art for Jackie O's beers is always a little goofy. What is that? Inca art, Inca inspired art, whatever. It's okay, but yeah. So 5 bottle caps out of 6. That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said. So getting to the books. Starting off with Thor 8. A lot of folks said this was filler. I thought it was good. 2-issue arc. That's all I got to say about it, really. I enjoyed it. Whimsical story. Apparently, anyone can pick up Molinar. Was that resolved? I can't remember. Maybe more on that later. But I also picked up this beautiful Alex Ross cover as well. So, yeah. Next up, haven't read this yet. Maybe after the video. Firepower. Been enjoying it. Firepower number 4. It's kung fu shit, y'all. Kung fu shit. I've been digging it. All right. This next up was my read of the week. And that's Lost Soldiers number 3 by one Alice Cott. The only other books he's done that I'm aware of were Zero. He did a title called Wolf and Days of Hate. And the artist, one Luca Casalaguida. Butchering his name probably. But the only other thing I've known that he's done is the James Bond book from Dynamite. But his art on this is pretty darn fantastic. And, all right. The crux of this is these 3 gentlemen, the guys up top, that's Hawkins on the left and Kowalski on the right, shooting at one Burke, who was their sergeant in Vietnam. So there's that. And many years later, Hawkins and Kowalski, they are CIA agents, and they have gone down to Juarez to bust up some drug cartels that apparently Sergeant Burke down here below is a part of. And I mean, all of this, it's mostly the first half of this book. It's just car chases and gunplay, and I found it kind of boring at first. But I reread it, and I definitely developed an appreciation for the pace of the story. When all that is done, you see Kowalski. He makes his way back to his house, and Hawkins comes up, and he's like, where are your wife and kids? He's like, they're gone. And he's like, what is your beef with Burke? And that's something we as a reader, we don't know either. But then Kowalski goes into this little soliloquy, a little monologue here, and it's quite poetic. I hate to read to you, but I'm going to, man. I'm going to. Time doesn't really ever change. Did you know that? It's just the same story over and over. We all fight it, but it doesn't change. It's just the window dressing's different. It all becomes clear once you stop fighting it. Can you hear the drums? And the drums playing in Kowalski's head being his call to violence and get his vengeance on Burke. I thought that particular passage was quite poetic, but it's also telling us how unhinged Kowalski has come. And Hawkins says, he's not in the revenge business, never meant to be. And Kowalski is like, me neither. Me neither. I mean, beautiful shit, is it not? I thought so. This was my read of the week. Next up, Deceased. I've been digging Deceased, man. I think of the 3 Deceased titles, this particular Dead Planet has been the best. That's a great cover, isn't it? I think so. Justice League Metal tie-in. This is pretty good. I hate tie-ins, but I dug this. Been digging the death metal tie-ins. Been digging death metal, even though I hate event books, except for issue 3. Issue 3 weren't too good to me. It weren't. And then Coffin Bound number 7 from Image Comics. As you see from the cover here, they're doing this little yin and yang thing, and it kind of, it's a theme throughout the book, and it was pretty fun to look at, I must admit. We start off with the main character, Taka, being at this boxing match. I love seeing boxing illustrated in comic books, so this was pretty cool. That red-haired fighter, he ends up being Taka's companion throughout the book. And then you see the antagonist here. I've circled up there, and that's when we get this yin and yang playing with the positive and negative space, the foreground and the background, the white and the dark, and it's pretty fun to look at. Artist Danny. She's done work for Marvel and DC. I've always thought her style kind of reminds me of the artist from 100 Bullets, and these pages kind of remind me of like Frank Miller's Sin City, just the way he used black and white with tinges of color. Did Miller invent that style? Probably not, but I was first introduced to it by him. So there. And So this Vulture character plays pretty prominently. Taka finds him, and it's a big moment in the issue. But then we get to my whole problem with this whole second arc. It was like God as a narcotic drug. I just think it's kind of dumb, to be honest. And I was actually thinking about dropping this issue, this title, but this issue saved it for me. This was a lot of fun to read. And so, coffin bound, y'all. Coffin bound, y'all. Batman 100. We got to talk about Batman 100, y'all. I don't know. People's reactions ranged from hating it to kind of indifference to me. I thought it was okay. I mean, what the ending was a little lame, but you kind of figured it would be, because that's just the way monthly titles go. They got to keep the story moving, so you're not gonna get some epic ending. It's just the nature of the beast, I think. But the book looked great, and my favorite parts were, the stuff that showed off Punchline and Harley. I mean, their participation in this book was awesome. The pages look great. The cameo appearance of the Ghostmaker looked kind of dumb to me, to be honest. But the epilogues with the Clown Hunter, Punchline, and Joker, I mean, they were pretty entertaining. I dug those. So, Batman 100 was okay to me. I didn't hate it. And then lastly, what is this? X-Force 13. Now, I said I was going to drop this title last month when 12 came out, because I just don't have any interest in this crossover event. But this cover is beautiful. I'm such a fan of Ross that I had to pick it up. So, and I kind of feel like I missed some titles this week, but that's okay. Like, folks have been talking about Spy Island. Failed to pick that up, but that's like on issue 3, right? And that AWA book. I've read most of the AWA titles and have liked them a lot too. But yeah, didn't pick those up. So that's all I got for this week. Kind of a short one. If you've watched this far, cheers to you. And, well, thanks. Like and subscribe. Share this video. All that. See ya.